What's up YouTube, Laughing Pikachu here. Welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the top 10 most expensive evolution cards. Now this set is absolutely massive. There are 108 cards in the regular set as well as 5 different secret rare cards, and the most expensive card from this set is a $55 card, which is a big deal. In previous videos when I made top 10s for the top 10 most expensive cards, spots number 1 and 2 were typically like $15 to $25 cards, and for this set the most expensive card is a $55 card. So hopefully that just gives you a perspective of how expensive some of these cards can be. This is one of the most expensive sets out there as far as like price values on these cards. But I also just want to very quickly point out that all of these price values are based on pre-sale values. What that means is, so all of these prices are based off of like before the set was released. So with that being said, the demand for these cards are very high at the moment. The supply of these cards are very low at the moment, since there are not many boxes or not many evolution products opened at the moment. So for that reason, the prices of these cards are very, very high. So once this set has been out for a month or even a couple of weeks, these prices will drop. With that being said, the order, like as far as like the ranking of the list, will probably still remain around the same. It's just that the prices of all of the cards will just drop. So hopefully that all made sense. Now before we get into the list, there's a couple of important cards that I want to point out. First of all, Ninetales Break. This is the most expensive break card from the set. It is worth around $6, which is nothing too crazy. I know in the previous set the Xerneas Full Art was the Xerneas Break was worth like $11 or $13 or something like that. So this is not like a super expensive break, but it is the most expensive break from the set, which is always nice to know. As far as the most expensive holo card from the set, it is the Charizard holo card. This is a $10 holo card at the moment. I do see this dropping with time, but then again, the pre-release Charizard holo has been selling for like $25 on some eBay stores and some like, you know, Verbank Facebook groups and stuff like that. So maybe I could be wrong, but Charizard holo at the moment is going for around $10, and the second most expensive holo card is the Mew holo for $5. Also, I want to point out that the secret rares from this set are only worth around $5, so don't spend a whole bunch of money on them because they are not worth that much. They have been showing up in the uncommon spot. People have been pulling like 2 secret rares in one pack before. I've seen it happen on YouTube. So they are not like super rare. Now obviously they're secret rares and they're going to be hard to pull, but they are not as hard to pull as the typical secret rares in some of the other sets. So yeah, just thought that was worth pointing out. Alright, now let's go ahead and get started. So at number 10 we have the Dragonite EX. So this Dragonite EX is the only like EX, the regular EX card that has made it onto the list. All of the other cards on this list are either Megas, or Mega Full Arts, or just Full Arts. So yeah, this is the only regular style EX card. It beat out the Charizard Full Art, which is Charizard EX, which is quite surprising because a lot of people would assume that the Charizard EX card would make it onto the list if any EX was going to make it. But the Dragonite EX beat it, and I think there's a couple of different reasons. First of all, very playable. I do see some decks coming out of this card. Also, Dragonite has just always been a very popular Pokemon. But the Charizard that we've seen in the set, we've seen a very similar card in Flashfire. So I think that's one of the reasons this Dragonite is up there. At number 9, we have the Mega Blastoise Full Art. This card is going for around $19, and I actually found this a little bit interesting that the Mega Blastoise was worth less than the Venusaur Full Art, because for the most part, Venusaur is a lot more Blastoise is a lot more like popular of a Pokemon than Venusaur, but for some reason Blastoise on eBay stores and on Troll and Toad and all those websites was listed as a lot lower of a price, which I found very interesting. But yeah, this is number 9 at $19. At number 8 we have the Mega Pidgeot Full Art, which I'm struggling to pull up. Anyways, the Mega Pidgeot Full Art, this card is worth $20. And I honestly, I think it has some potential to see some decks made out of them. Now, obviously, all of these cards, it's worth pointing out that, like, if, one card gets super popular and a bunch of decks are based off of it, then its price value will go up. So I guess it really depends on whether or not people are able to successfully pull off the Mega Pidgeot deck. If they are, then this price will go up even more. But if they aren't, it's very likely that the price value of this card will just plummet. But yeah, overall, very nice artwork on this card. It's one of the new EXs. a lot of the other cards, such as the Blastoise or the Venusaur, they saw megas before. So this is one of the few new mega Pokemon in this set, which is always nice. So I think that's another reason that it sort of contributes to its value. At number 7, we have the Mega Venusaur Full Art. This card is worth $21, which is quite pricey for a Mega Full Art. I think, the three trios, the Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, all three of those are bound to be very popular cards. And, obviously this is supposed to be like the base set reprint sort of set, so it's only natural that these sort of cards did make it onto the top 10 list because they're bound to be very pricey cards. Yeah, overall, I really like the artwork on this card. A very nice, sharp-looking card, and I'm, not at all surprised that it made it onto the list. At spot number 6, we have the Misty's Determination Full Art at around $23. Now, there are two different trainer full arts in this set. This is the least expensive of the two. The other one is Brock's Grit's Full Art, which you will be seeing in a second on the list. But yeah, Misty, we've seen this Misty's Determination card as an uncommon trainer before in, I believe it was either Breakthrough or Breakpoint. It's not a super playable card, so people are not buying it for just like playability reasons. I think the main reason people are trying to pick up this card is just because it is such a, a play or a collectible card. Misty has been in the anime since like it ever was created, and so for that reason, and also like the overall layout of this card really reminds people of like the original like base set style trainer cards. So it's just from a collector standpoint, I think that's one of the main reasons why it's so expensive. Next up, we have the Mewtwo EX4. This card is worth around $24. Mewtwo has always been a very pricey card. We saw Mewtwo's full art in like Next Destinies, and that card was very, very expensive. And so we're seeing a similar thing in this situation as well. But yeah, this Pokemon has three different attacks, which is quite interesting. It's not typical for Pokemon to have 3 different attacks. We've definitely seen it before, but it's not like super common. But yeah, I think it definitely has some potential in the competitive sense. And overall, it's just a very nice looking card. So yeah, again, spot number 5, Mewtwo Full Art at $24. Next up is the Mega Charizard Full Art. This is the only regular mega Pokemon in this set, and when I first was researching the prices, I was actually a little bit surprised that it was ranked so low, only at number 4, at $25. Because if you look at the Charizard full arts, or the Mega Charizards in the Flashfire set, there's like a Mega Charizard X, a Mega Charizard Y, and then secret rares of both of those versions. Those cards are worth like $50 in some cases, which is, quite a bit less. It's like half the price. This Mega Charizard is like half the price of those. But I think one of the main reasons it's not worth quite as much is because this is literally like an exact reprint of the Mega Charizard in Flashfire. Literally the only difference is like the numbering down at the bottom and then the set symbol, but like the artwork and everything is like exactly the same. Since it's like a card that we've seen before, like with the exact same artwork, I think that definitely contributed to its value decreasing a little bit. But yeah, still $25 for a Mega card is quite a big deal. And I'm not surprised at all. Charizard has always been such a popular Pokemon, and overall, I really like it. All right, at number 3, we have Brock's Grit. Sorry, Brock's Grit. This card is worth around $25. And again, it's the most expensive trainer full art, very nice looking card. Brock has been in the anime for like the longest time, and I think overall trainer cards are always very expensive when the set first releases. So yeah, I'm very pleased with how this card looks. I think it's a very nice looking card. I say that about all of these, but really they all look very nice. But I particularly like the Brock full art as well as spot number 2 and spot number 1, which I'm going to be talking about right now. So at spot number 2, we have the Dragonite full art. So again, Dragonite EX was number 10 on the list. That card was worth around $16, so it's no surprise that the Dragonite full art will also be a very pricey card. The Dragonite full art is worth around $35. Apart from it just being a very, cool Pokemon that a lot of people want, it's also quite a playable card. I do see some decks coming out of that, and so naturally this card is going to be worth quite a bit. And at spot number 1, in case you guys have not guessed already, it is the Mega Charizard full art. At the moment, this card is going for around $55, which is just insane. I do see this card going up in value. Maybe not immediately, like maybe when the set initially releases, the prices might go down, but over time I do see this card holding its value, if not going up in value, since it's just, you know, Mega Charizard, just Charizard in general, has always been a very, like, highly sought after cards. If you look at, like, the Mega Charizards from Flashfire, when the set first released, it was, like, a very expensive card. I believe it was in, like, the $40 range, and then it went down for a little while, but now it's back up again at around $60. So I see a very similar pattern happening for this card. So I highly suggest that once this set releases, try your best to get as many Mega Charizard full arts as possible, because in the future I definitely see this becoming a very, very pricey card. And overall, it's just very sharp. I think this is easily one of my favorite cards from the set. One of my favorite full arts of all time, honestly, definitely like in my top 10. But yeah, that's my list of top 10 most expensive cards from Evolutions. If you disagree with my list, or if you think that different cards deserve to be on the list, feel free to share your thoughts down below in the comments. You're more than welcome to disagree. I completely understand. But yeah, with that being said, if you're interested in trying to get some of these cards for yourself, I am doing an Evolutions giveaway where I'm giving away 10 different Evolution packs. So if you're interested in trying to win some, make sure you go check out the first link in the description. Also, if you're interested in pre-ordering some of these single cards or some Evolution products for yourself, you can check out overthetoptcg.com. They're just, some of my great friends are there, and I really suggest that you go check them out. They also do bulk trade-in, which I have talked about before in previous videos, and now is a great time to start looking into that. You can get yourselves basically a free booster box by just sending in a bunch of common cards that you like would never use. So I always think that it's just such a great just it's a really great program. And so anyways, I feel like that's enough promoting for today. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Don't ever be ashamed to be you, because you are your own type of beautiful. Bye guys.